Hello, this is Tracy from KnotsinYarn. Today I am going to show you how to make this lovely African flower motif. This one is made with 4 colors. The center, then this color here, this is 2 rows together. We have your white and your aqua. This is a 6-petal flower, and I am using this to make a stuffed dachshund dog. So okay, let's get started. Oh wait, I have my scissors here for cutting the yarn, and for this pattern I am using a G 4.25 hook. A lot of people use sock yarn and a smaller hook. I tend to crochet tight, and I prefer to use regular yarn, worsted weight yarn. It's better on my hands than using small things. My hands ache too bad. I have fibromyalgia, so that's why I can't do the small thread. So we start off by making your slip knot. And you can do these all in 1 color, you can do them in 2 colors and 3 colors, whatever you choose. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to slip stitch into the first chain to form your loop. And you chain 3. This chain 3 will count as your first double crochet. Chain another, or crochet, double crochet, so you have a 2, chain 1. Then you want to put 2 double crochets, 1, 2. You separate them by a chain 1. This will form the petals. Now we need 6 sets of the 2 double crochet because we are making a 6-petal flower. So here's 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2, chain 1. Oh no, let's count how many clusters we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we need 1 more. 2, and then you want to chain 1, and you want to slip stitch into the top chain of the chain 3. Get that a little better. I had a little snag. Okay, and now we are done with the centerpiece. Fasten it off. I always, pull it tight. And you'll want to weave in the end too. We'll do that. You can do that at the end. So we are done with the yellow. Time to move on to the pink. The pink we will use for 2 rows to make the petals of the flower. Now, you want to start in the chain 1 space. These are where your petals are going to go. So, pull your yarn up through the chain 1 space. Then you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This will count as your first double crochet. Then you double crochet again. You chain 1. So it's just like the row before, but instead you do this another time. So you put another 2 double crochets in the same chain 1 space. So there's 1, 2. Let me get some more yarn here. Oops, I didn't finish that one off. There we go. Now, between this one and this one, we do not chain like we did the last one. We want the chain in here because that will be where we add the rest of the petal. So 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, then 2 more double crochet, 1, 2. Then we move on to the next, chain 1 space, 1, 2, 1, oops, keep losing it, 2. Next chain 1, 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, chain 1. Sorry, I just hit the camera. 1. I'm doing this with the camera in a little tripod set right in front of me. I don't have the overhead camera just yet. So there's 1, 2. Oh yeah, lost that stitch totally. 1, chain, oh boy, chain 1, 1, 2. Okay, you are done with that row. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 to close off the round. Now you need to get back into the chain 1 space. So you actually just slip stitch your way over and slip stitch into the chain 1 space. So now you're ready to work on the petal. You'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That counts as your first double crochet. Then you want to add 6 more into this space for a total of 7 double crochets. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 double crochets. Move on to your next chain 1 space. Do 7 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Repeat in the next chain 1 space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 3 done. 3 more to go. 1, 2. Oops, lost that one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, slip stitch into the 3rd chain and fasten off that color. So now we have the petals of the flower done. The next round is done using single crochets and a double crochet. This is your highlight round. I always go right in here where I just fastened off, pull my yarn through, but then I put my single crochet there because you want single crochets. Then you do 1, I put 1 run here, this tight little space. That's a single crochet you want to use. There's 2, 3. See how you're putting them all in the top of the double crochets? 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's 7 on top of each double crochet of the petal. Now to separate the petals, you do a double crochet. You're not doing it here. You go all the way down between the first petal and the center of the flower, and it's an extended double crochet. You pull up just like you would normally, but you just have an extra long tail. Pull through and through again, and that's how you get the nice separation. Now when you want to do your next set of single crochets, you got to make sure you get in this stitch. Sometimes that will hide it, but you need that stitch. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, here's your extended double crochet. Pull up, give yourself some room, and then finish it off like a double crochet. Again, right here, you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double crochet through both rows of the petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you don't get the 7 here, you know you missed that one stitch, and you're gonna go back and make sure you get it. Double crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have made many of these flowers. I've made probably 10 of the stuffed animals that I use these for, and you make about 21 each for the stuffed animals. And I still count every one because you just want to make sure, because you need to have the right amount of stitches here so you have the right amount of stitches that goes around. So you got your 1, 2, goes around in your last row, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And also you have to remember to do that one last double crochet, because I forgot that a few times. And then you slip stitch it into your very first crochet, single crochet, and you fasten off. So now we have the flower part worked all up, and we move on to the color. And you can use these to make stuffed animals. You can use them to make blankets and jackets and shirts and hair, probably hair things, and hats. Now, adding their final color. This is where the count is important and kind of tricky. I go in again to right where I fastened off. So here's the single crochet here. I tend to go in right beside it because that's where I found I can keep my count and where my brain just knows where it's at. Pull your yarn through. You chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as your first double crochet. Double crochet 1, 2, and 3. You have 4 total double crochets right now. If you notice, you are in the center of the flower petal. This is where you want your corner. So you have all of your flowers able to be put together. So for your corner, you chain one, and then you go back into the same stitch with another double crochet. But this one counts as the first double crochet in the next series. So there's one, you go 2, 3, 4, oops, I lost that one. Do that again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're counted off in a series of 9. That's why you have to make sure you have the 7. Right here, we're back to the middle of the flower petal. The only time you're not doing 9 is at the very beginning set and the very end set, because you'll do 4 here, 5 here, and that gets you your 9. So you chain 1. Again, you start your series of 9 again. So there's 1, 2, and you're going in each double crochet, single crochet, excuse me, 4, and you, like I said, you're counting that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you even go in the double crochet, 5, like it's no different, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, double crochet back in the same stitch, starting your series again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, again in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, and we'll have one more 9, and then we'll finish off this. So back in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1. Okay, now we have to finish off our first series. Now remember, we already have 4 of the 9 done. So we started off just like every other one, right into the same stitch. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here's your 5th. So it ends like this, and you have this little piece here. This is where I found it works best for me, like I said, to put my starter. Guess you can put it here, but then you're just going to have a bigger space here. Either way, I haven't been able to figure out. But when you fasten it off and they're put together, it really doesn't show much. If somebody has a better way to do it, I haven't figured it out yet. Slip stitch into the top of the first chain 3, and you fasten off, or you can leave a tail for sewing, but when you sew these, you don't start in the middle, so I always just fasten off and leave a little tail so you can weave that in. And that is your completed motif. And when you sew them together, you sew them from the points of the chain 1 spaces. That way you have the exact same amount of stitches in each motif. Sorry, I did have the turnpike behind my house, if you can hear that truck really loud. And the next one would go like this. And then it would be like this. And you could almost, you know, you would make a circle. You can make almost a circle. It's not an octagon, it's hexagon, pentagon, hexagon. Guess that's the 6th one. Anyway, and that is how you make the African flower. Like I said, I've done these in solid colors. I've done them in 2 colors. I've used variegated for the flower petal, and I've used variegated for in here in a solid flower petal, or variegated in the middle. There's so many different things you can do with them. There are other ones you can do that have only 5 petals, and there's some that have 4 petals and end up with 4 sides, and you can piece those together and form, like I said, they use them for stuffed animals, Heidi bears, make some really amazing patterns. But the concept of making the flower is the same. The 4 petal one, though, I think is more of a cup whenever it's finished. And if you do an 8 petaled one, I believe that one kind of ripples also, because it spreads out almost in down whenever you're using it for something. So this is the one I use the most. This is the 6th petal. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have, please like and subscribe. I'm new to this, and if you have any other things you would like to get a video tutorial of, please let me know. Drop a message in the comment section, and thank you for watching. This has been Tracy from KnotsinYarn. Have a good day.